Welcome to the House of Hammer, built by the nation for the nation. Welcome to Raider Nation News today. Hope everybody's having a great Friday wherever you are in the world. Could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be here with me. I truly appreciate that. Before we go any further, y'all know the routine. Those new in here, don't let it be your last time in here. Break them thumbs, hammer that sub, smash the bell to stay up to date with all your Raiders news, rumors, updates, live streams, and reactions. Let's do a quick roll call. I know we don't got many in here at the moment. We are doing the megacast, as always, Twitter, X, Facebook, Twitch, all that fun stuff. You guys want to be part of the conversation? Come on over to YouTube, Raider Nation News Today. Hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a thing. Martin, Dan, Joey Chic, Bourbon, my brother, Hunter, Martin, my neighbor from across the pond, Bob Dub C, Dominique 5, Mason Blue. Salute to everybody that's pulling on up. We have a lot to talk about tonight. We are going to recap yesterday and today's portions of the combine. Yesterday, you had the linebackers and the defensive linemen. Today, you had the defensive backs. A lot of speed, man. A lot of speed. I was very impressed with a lot of these guys that I saw. Shout out to Richard from Lehigh Valley, PA. Salute, salute, salute. Jurassic Raider, what's good? Gary Fake, what up? Nick, what up? All right, let's go around the NFL first. Let me get this going for you guys. A couple of various transactions, releases more than anything else. Shout out to Bourbon. He had hit me up earlier. I had some of the news already, but the Eagles have released safety Kevin Beard after less than one season with the team. He started off pretty solid as a two-time All-Pro when he was with Tennessee, got traded for a 5th and 6th round pick, and veteran safety Terrell Edmonds back in October. 10 games with the Eagles, generated 75 tackles, 1 interception, 3 passes defended. They won their first 4 games following that trade for Beard, but then it was a downward spiral, and as a result, this is where we're at with them. Beard was set to have a $14.4 million cap number in 2024. His release saves Philly $13 million on the cap with $1.3 million in dead money. We have another release, and this was a guy that a lot of you had wanted about 2 years ago. J.C. Jackson, yeah, that guy that was with the Chargers for a few weeks, then went back to the Patriots, has officially been released. The Patriots acquired Jackson back in October from the Chargers after the rookie Christian Gonzalez went down with the torn labrum. Jackson played in 8 games, 6 starts for New England. He recorded 25 tackles. His first 4 years with the Patriots, he had 25 interceptions. Another guy that he signed a big money contract in 2022, a 5-year, $82.5 million contract to be exact. Really thought that this guy was going to be a huge, impactful player for the Chargers defense with all the other weapons that they had, and clearly that didn't pan out the way it was supposed to. Oh well, another free agent out there on the market. I don't know if this is necessarily a guy that we would want to go after. Like I said, when he was with the Chargers, it was a 5-year, $82.5 million deal. Obviously, he's not going to be getting a big money contract like that at this point in time, but we shall see. 2 other releases as it stands right now. Actually, there's 3 more. The Jets, this was talked about throughout the week, but it finally happened. They released tackle Laken Tomlinson. Solid guy, played in 100 straight games. I'm not sure if this is a guy that we're going to have on our radar, but wish him the best in his future endeavors. Last but not least, the Washington Commanders, they have released tight end Logan Thomas, and they've also released left tackle Charles Leno. Both of these guys have actually had failed physicals. Logan Thomas spent the last 4 years with the Washington Commanders. At this point in time, he can pretty much go anywhere. He was originally drafted by the Cardinals. He bounced around a little bit with the Bills, the Lions, and then ultimately spent the last 4 years at Washington. This is another guy, like I said, who was bouncing around. He'll end up somewhere else eventually. Best of wishes in his future endeavors as well. Moving on. You guys see it on the rundown, and salute to everybody in the chat. You guys see where we're at in the top right corner. 270 from 9K. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. 49ers poaching Raiders? Yeah, there's a report out there, and this is courtesy of Bleacher Report, San Francisco 49ers earlier today interviewed Las Vegas Raiders safety coach Gerald Alexander for their defensive coordinator position. Steve Wilkes was fired after the Super Bowl 58 loss to the Kansas City Chiefs. We had actually hired, oh my goodness, Alexander in January 24th to be exact. And now all of a sudden, again, this is for a coordinator position. So obviously we saw this with Deshaun Foster getting the head coaching position at UCLA after he was hired as our running backs coach. Nothing has been set yet. This was just an interview. We don't know what's going to happen, but this is what's out there right now. Our safeties coach has been interviewed by the San Francisco 49ers for the vacant defensive coordinator position. Shout out to Pablo. Thank you for becoming a member. If you guys want to be a member of the channel, keep the lights on here. That's the best way to support the channel as well. The link is pinned to the top. We just did our recent end of the month giveaway. Latina Griffin, she won. Congratulations to her. Her gift will be sent out momentarily. We got James Craig, so I'm glad with that interview. James Craig. Oh, that's true. That's very true. That's very true. Would we get compensatory picks? No. It's a coordinator position. It's not a head coaching position. It's not a GM position. So no. It only pertains to those positions. Salute to Debbie Cakes. Salute Hammer Raider Nation. A lot of good interviews coming out of the combine today. Jaden, I know I'm skipping ahead, but just wanted to get that out since I'm about off work. Okay, appreciate you. We do have some things to talk about and some things that I want you guys to listen to because the drive home today, you guys see it. You guys see it on the rundown. There are some red flags right now as it pertains to this guy, and I actually just listened to him being interviewed by Tom Pelissero earlier today, and Caleb Williams gives me Kyrie Irving vibes. For those that understand what I'm saying, if you know, you know, but I'm getting some serious Kyrie Irving vibes off of this kid, and I just feel like he is one of those kids that just needs a swift kick in the ass because he just sounds ridiculously arrogant and just look. I had a couple of conversations with some people over the last 2 days as it pertains to USC quarterbacks, and I'm gonna actually have you guys listen to that clip as well. But as it stands right now, I'm just gonna go into it. This was courtesy of the Michael Kay Show on ESPN Radio New York earlier this afternoon. This was from an article. He was reporting about an article in The Athletic as it pertains to Caleb Williams and the upcoming NFL draft. I want you guys to take a listen. It is a couple of minutes, but a lot of people that were, oh, it's Caleb season when we had that very rough start under Josh McDaniels this past season. Everybody said we're going to tank. It's Caleb season, da-da-da-da-da. I want you guys to listen to every single bit of this conversation this afternoon because it's going to make those that were on the Caleb Williams train really think twice. So let's get into it. Take a listen. Hold on. Let me fix that. Uh-oh. Here we go. I forgot every time I switch to the monitor up top, the audio changes. So let's try this again. Take two, guys.
About Caleb Williams and his support group. And boy, you really have to, you got to make sure that you love this guy. I mean, somebody in his group floated the idea about ownership in a team. And the NFL quickly said that no one outside a family member could get ownership in a team.
Okay, so here's strike one. You haven't even gotten to the league yet, my guy. You want ownership in the team. Now, we just broke down everything with Tom Brady not too long ago. The meeting in New York City is actually coming up this coming week. So hopefully we'll see if there's any movement in regards to Tom Brady and the minority ownership stake that he is looking to have with our Las Vegas Raiders. But you haven't even gotten to the league yet. You definitely ain't worth that much money yet. And you want ownership stake in the team. Moving on. Just take a listen.
And this all seems to be going back to Caleb's dad, Carl, who has questioned the NFL rookie wage scale, the draft declaration deadline, eligibility rules, medical testing, and the ways that players are paid. He had an interview in September with GQ, and the father, again, Carl, expressed disdain for the entire draft process, where the worst possible team, the worst organization in the league, because of their desire for parity, get the first pick. Now, Carl, I'm not going to say he's like LaMelo Ball's dad, but he has had a big say in his son and how his son has gone about it. So since he was 10 years old, Caleb, the whole thing's been planned out by Carl. Hired the best coaches in the business. He's the guy who said, if somebody takes him and we don't want to go, he can go back to school. So he has really been that guy. And you can't blame him. It's his father. He wants to make the most. But it's kind of going to be interesting if you get a guy that's all about, like, you know, this outside stuff. And, you know, he's questioned, you know, he talked today. He refused to throw at the combine. And I would too, by the way. I don't blame him. You got me on tape, baby. I played 3 years at USC. Look at that. I don't need to throw.
Look at the tape. Realistically, not an insult, just a fact of life. He was pretty mid this past season, especially when it came to big-time games. But keep listening.
For you in underwear. I'm not going to do it. But do you want to get into a relationship with a guy who looks like he's going to be a little burr under the saddle? I'm not sure. But reading this story in The Athletic, wow. He doesn't even have an agent. He will not do interviews. The father will not do interviews. They have advisors, but no agents whatsoever. And when he interviewed agents, guys, you know what he asked them? Try to find an out in the draft process. So this guy's looking to upend the entire NFL. Do you want him on your team? Is he that good that you put up with it? Because a guy that's gotten a lot of love is Jaden Daniels, the guy who won the Heisman Trophy. A lot of people say he's a definite number 2. Some people say he's good enough to be a number 1. So
okay. So who set it up there? King 510, who cares? We're not picking him, right? This is the Bears' problem right now. Now, they still have Justin Fields under contract. We've talked about this for probably almost 2 months as it pertains to Justin Fields and potential landing spots, him potentially coming to us for a second or a third round pick, right? He's still under contract. They don't seem to really know what the hell they're doing with Justin Fields at this point in time either. But they also have the number 1 overall pick going into this draft. Now, we've heard the reports that they're not looking to trade that number 1 overall pick. But at the same time, presumably, we see Caleb Williams being that number 1 overall pick. Okay, guess what? They still have options. And you just heard what he said as it pertains to Jaden Daniels, the most recent Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, right? They can say, okay, this is how you're going to act. We don't need this shit here. We already know that this team struggled offensively last season. Eberflus pretty much put the blame on the entire offensive coaching staff, and they all got fired. We have Luke Getsy here now as our offensive coordinator. They have no offensive line. They still have Justin Fields, don't get me wrong. But they could say, hey, fuck this head case. We'll take Jaden Daniels. Or we can take Drake May. Or, wait, Washington wants him? They want the number 1 overall? This is what it's going to cost you. Keep listening.
What do you think? Do you think twice because of the off-field stuff?
I do, Don. I don't know what you think, but this now has been a couple of years of us hearing different things. It kind of started with him crying in his mom's arms in the stands, and then continued with the I'd like an ownership situation when I come to the league. And then, by the way, let's not forget, last year, relative to his college career, a sort of pedestrian season. Lost in big spots, was not great, was good. So he's going the wrong direction play-wise and the wrong direction in terms of difficulty and, like, in all likelihood, just unnecessary conversation. Obviously, if you're looking for a quarterback, you're strongly considering him. But wouldn't you say, Don, if you're looking at him and Drake May and you think they're both great, couldn't all of this other stuff be like, you know what? Let's go with the player who might have like a tiny percentage less talent to not deal with it all?
God, just putting.
See what I'm saying with this? Like, this situation is pretty crazy. And Rick L., salute to you. They should draft Harrison Jr. and keep Fields. So you want to hear something funny? I did a mock draft, I believe it was earlier this week, where I traded up to 3 with the Patriots. And I believe this was with PFN. Salute to Key. Hi, Key. I traded up with New England for that 3rd overall. And I believe this was through PFN. First overall pick, funny enough, was Marvin Harrison Jr. If I remember correctly, I think Caleb went 2nd, and we took Jaden Daniels with that 3rd overall, but anything's possible. Salute to my big bro. I know he's in Indy right now. If you want to pull up, or even if you want to call in, you got my number. You can hit me up, bro, and chat it up with the nation for a little bit. But all that being said, as it pertains to Caleb, this shit has just gotten incredibly disturbing. And if I'm a GM right now, he doesn't want to interview with teams, all the teams. He feels that, what did he say in that interview with Pelissero? That he's a 1%er. He's a 1% of 1% because he feels that he's definitely going to be the number 1 overall pick in the upcoming NFL draft. Take a listen to more of this.
A lot of pressure on yourself. There's a lot of things working against him. Not wanting to take a physical. I've heard guys not want to throw or participate in the combines, not take the physical. Wanting hard ownership of a team. Listen, there's a lot of things of value there. Like I don't like the whole draft process either, that we award lousy teams. We can award tanking. There's no lottery system, so you can tank to get the pick, or, why award a lousy organization? You want to go to the right place. We've said that all the time. So do what Eli Manning did. Refuse to go to San Diego, work out a deal. But you're doing all these things where it just seems like he's above the fray. He's above everybody else. And as you said, has he put together the kind of college career we can act that way? And even if he did, does it guarantee you anything? I don't know, man. But whether it's the crying in his mom's arms, the fact that it doesn't seem like any decent quarterbacks come out of USC, the demanding a percentage, not wanting to throw, not wanting to take a physical, he better be worth it. But the one thing that would scare me off is there's a tremendous amount of pressure being the 1st overall pick in the draft. If you're going to be kind of nozzily doing it, doesn't that put even more pressure? I mean, this guy can't afford to stink. He can't afford to have a hiccup. All that will be thrown back in his face. So we'll see.
The dad, right, when he was interviewing agents, as I said, he asked representatives to find loopholes in the collective bargaining agreement between the league and the players' union. The answers were unsatisfying, according to The Athletic. And what he was trying to do, he wanted them to find a way out of the 4-year rookie contract term and a 5th-year option for first-round picks, because the father saying that's 5 years, and then there's 3 potential years of franchise tagging. He said his son could be tied to a bad team for 8 years, a below-market team, and a below-market deal. But this is collectively.
So again, this is part of the collective bargaining agreement. Who the hell do these two think that they are to try to reshape the CBA, let alone the NFL? Oh, we want ownership. Oh, the agents they spoke to. Oh, let's see how we can get out of this. Da-da-da-da-da. Look, things have been changed over the years as it pertains to a first-round pick and their salary. And there's a reason for that. And I'm going to play another audio clip in a little bit from me, because I called in to this show this afternoon to discuss all this garbage going on with Caleb Williams. I'm going to send the link to my bro and see if I can get him in here as well. And again, for those that are in here, break them thumbs, hammer that sub, smash the bell. See if we can get him in here momentarily. But in the meantime, before he pulls up, if he pulls up, I want you guys to hear what I had to say about this earlier this afternoon.
Hammer.
What's going on, guys? Hope everybody's having a great Friday.
You too.
Mike, I want to thank you right now for what you just brought to light as it pertained to Caleb Williams and the things that his father was saying as well. This was some things that I didn't know about, him wanting to have part ownership and all this other stuff. The CBA and him thinking that a first-rounder should be getting paid more. We know the NFL changed those rules a couple of years ago, and it's clear as day why. Like, you're bringing these kids up to the next level. You fully don't know what they're capable of at that next level, and you're going to blow $40-plus million over 4 years for these guys. It doesn't make any sense. Now, as it pertains to Caleb Williams, there have been other red flags. There have been reports out there that he didn't even want to go to Chicago. And, Don, what you said before in regards to teams tanking and everything, let's remember that last year Carolina traded that pick with Chicago, so this is why Chicago has that first overall pick right now. But there are reports out there that he wants to go to Washington. Obviously, the Bears haven't done anything as it pertains to Justin Fields, who is on the verge of going into his fourth year. This right now, especially, Don, you spoke about this yesterday when it comes to quarterbacks at a USC. There really hasn't been any that really stood out over the last 20 years at least.
Carson Palmer would be
Caleb Williams. Exactly. Caleb Williams, in my opinion, I feel already is a head case, and he's going to be nothing but a headache. It would behoove the Chicago Bears to either trade with Washington or take another quarterback with that first overall pick.
One thing, I
hold on. So I want you guys. You heard what I said. I got my point across clearly, right? And again, really, the only quarterback that's really, if you did a top with the quarterbacks out of USC that were drafted in the first round. The two top ones that really did anything, if anything, was Carson Palmer and Mark Sanchez. Now, I want you to hear how Michael K responds to what I say, but Don LaGreca also had my back as it pertained to this. So take a listen.
I kind of cringe with, no quarterback from USC has made it. They're different coaches. I mean, now it's Lincoln Riley. I mean,
I know
it's not Pete Carroll's not there. I mean, you can't just say there's something in the water at USC.
I know, but it's still weird, Michael. The list just goes on and on and on.
Right.
Mark Sanchez, Sam Darnold, Matt Leinart. It's not just one or two guys. It's a lot. I don't know why. Like you said, there's different coaches, different systems. I don't know what it is. And I'm not saying if it's the only reason that you should shy away, but when you're starting listing pro and cons, the fact that he's a USC grad has to fall in the con category. It can't fall in the pro one.
Yeah, but I don't know if you...
Do I know my shit or do I know my shit? Come on. So, like I said, as it pertains right now to this whole situation with Caleb Williams, like you're under this assumption that you're going to be the number one overall pick. But right now, you're killing your value with all this bullshit that you're doing. You didn't even do your medicals while in Indy. You did that little crap interview with Tom Pelissero this morning. And again, you just sounded like you were out of your damn mind. Like, anybody taking a flyer on him, good luck. And respectfully, I do not think that it's going to be the Chicago Bears at this rate. I really don't. USC used to be known as linebacker U. I thought the University of Miami was known as linebacker U. Bro, his backup killed it in the bowl game. Because they're not SEC. Yo, I'm done, man. Calling it now, Justin Fields is getting traded to the Falcons. We've talked about that, Bourbon. We said that it could be a really good landing spot. Atlanta has a lot of weapons. You got Pitts. You have Bijan. You got Drake. I don't see why that doesn't happen, but QB man. That's a fact. That's a fact. I sent the link to our brother. Let's see if he pulls up. I didn't get a response from him yet. At least I don't think so. No, I didn't get it from him yet. All right, it's all good. So I got you guys up in the chat, and we're going to move on to the Combine. Once he pulls up, then we'll try to get him on. I'm not even sure how much of it he watched today because I think when the D-backs were doing their drills this afternoon, he was actually live with Stu. So I'm not sure if he got a chance to take a look at anything. Oh, he did? All right, cool. I don't know if he got a chance to take a look at any of the corners, but good God, man. Watching the 40s And we're going to talk about that. Actually, we could talk about it right now. Let's move on to the combine. I'm going to take myself off the screen momentarily. We are going to talk about yesterday, first and foremost, defensive line. Something that we obviously need. We've talked about building the trenches throughout the draft, throughout free agency, but the D-line, the linebackers, they showed up. They showed out yesterday. Some ridiculous numbers when it came to the 40s as well. Let's get into it. I'll start with the defensive ends. Like I said, I'm going to take myself off the screen. We could take the rundown off momentarily as well. Bye. All right, so here we go. Let's do the 41st for the defensive ends. You had Dallas Turner out of Alabama with a 4.46. Good God almighty. These big dudes could really move, man. Chop Robinson, another top prospect on the edge, 4.48. Muhammad Kamara, 4.57. Jared Verse, 4.58. Chris Braswell, 4.6. Xavier Thomas, 4.62. Cedric Johnson, 4.63. Jalix Hunt, 4.64. Latu out of UCLA, another guy that a lot of people have been excited about, a 4.64. And you see the rest of the list as it pertains to the edge rushers. So let's move on to the defensive tackles. This is where we really need to look. Braden Fisk, man, 4.78. To see guys this big, guys that are just under or well over 300 pounds moving this fast is just incredibly scary. Mekhi Wingo, 4.85. Byron Murphy, I had some people ask me about him earlier today. If I had to choose between him or Sweat, look, I would take either or, but I have a feeling Murphy is going to be gone fairly early. 4.87 will go down. Ruke Ohoro, 4.89. They were giving this guy a ton of praise. Chris Jenkins, 4.91. Did I pass Dorless already? I don't even think Dorless participated, if I remember correctly. But at the bottom, 5.27, T'Vondre Sweat. Again, T'Vondre Sweat, 366 pounds. Sorry about that. 366 pounds. Dude is a monster. I don't care. 5.27 for a guy that big is still ridiculously scary and ridiculously fast. Let's see. Vertical. I'm going to just look at the vertical real quick in the bench, and that'll be it when it pertains to the defensive tackles. Vertical, you had Fisk with a 33.5. Byron Murphy, a 33. Dwayne Carter out of Duke, 32. Here's another guy that we've had on the radar in these mock drafts. Ruke Ohoro, 32. Let me get down to our guy if he's up here. T'Vondre Sweat, 26. Look, again, 6'3", 366 pounds. You're not expecting him to get that high, but I would take him or any of these guys above as well. These were a lot of guys that I've been looking at over the last few months, and these are some dogs in this draft class as it pertains to the defensive tackle room. So we move on. Let's go to the bench real quick. Jordan Jefferson, who put up 34. Tyler Davis, 29. Chris Jenkins, 29. Ruke Ohoro, 29. Byron Murphy, 28. Marcus Harris, 27. Braden Fisk, 26. Logan Lee, 25. Mekhi Wingo, 25. Justin Rogers, 21. All right, we go to the linebackers, another position we definitely need to look at. We'll start with their 40. Peyton Wilson, a guy that a lot of you have been mentioning to me recently, another standout linebacker out of North Carolina State, 4.4340. Kalen DeLoche, 4.47. Edgerrin Cooper out of A&M, 4.51. Trevin Wallace, 4.51. Jordan McGee out of Temple, 4.55. And it goes on and on and on. Not too bad for a lot of these guys. Verticals. You had the linebacker out of Washington, Adufwan. I don't want to butcher his last name. 39.5. Good Lord. Trevin Wallace, 37.5. Darius Musso, 36.5. Jordan McGee, 35.5. Cedric Gray, another linebacker we've been looking at, 35.5. Curtis Jacobs, 35. Tyrese Knight out of UT El Paso, 34.5. Edgerrin Cooper, 34.5. We're going to talk about that. 34.50 for Cooper. Peyton Wilson, 34.5. Still not bad. Steel Chambers, I still feel like this is a made-up name. 33.5. Jalen Ford out of Texas, 33.5. Tommy Eichenberg, another guy. I know Graf loves this dude. 32.5. Hunter, 32. Eaton Gibbs out of Wyoming, 31.5. Nathaniel Watson, 31. Kellen DeLoche, 30.5. And Aaron Casey, 30. Go on to the bench real quick, see what these guys are made of. And these are the guys that did it. Knight, 21. Trotter Jr., 21. J.D. Bertrand, another guy we've had on the radar, 20. Curtis Jacobs, 18. Cedric Gray, 17. Aaron Casey, 16. And Tatum Bethune, 16. Okay, going to lurk, still listening. I appreciate you, Martin. All right. What are we missing? Oh, we're not. The corners. This was a showcase today. These guys went in, and we're actually going to talk about Nate Wiggins as well. He had the fastest time at 4.28, but he actually suffered an injury after the 40. Pretty much, he said he felt a pop in his groin. NFL Network Stacey Dales reported that Wiggins said that the injury is a hip flexor. He's done with the combine events, but he'll be okay to participate in Clemson's pro day. So speedy recovery. Again, that was just ridiculous to watch. Quinyon Mitchell, another guy that I know Graf has been talking about, a 4.33. Holy shit. I think they showed the side-by-side comparison with him and Sauce Gardner at Sauce's combine day, and he left Sauce in the dust. That was insane. Let's see. Nehemiah Pritchett, a guy that I've drafted a lot in our mock, a 4.36. Jarian Jones, a 4.38. Daquan Hardy, a 4.38. A lot of these guys with the 4.38, you had three there. A couple of fours, or a couple of four fours, a couple of four twos, 4.45, 4.46, 4.47. Couple of 4.5s, but that's where we are right there. I believe it was, if I remember correctly, Terrion Arnold did the final drill of the day for the corners and took it to the house, had everybody, all the participants in the combine run with him into the end zone. And he attempted to do a backflip, but kind of had like an epic fail at the end of it. But he was interviewed after when they wrapped up. I'm sorry, guys. I'm waiting to see if he's coming in yet. Let me take this off the screen and put myself back up. He was interviewed when he finished, and pretty much really humble kid. He wants to go anywhere that he's going to be able to do his thing, and wanted to thank his mother more than anybody else. Had the woman that was interviewing him practically in tears at the end of that. So that was pretty dope. Terrion Arnold is a guy that they've projected the Raiders to draft. Still not sure right now if that's really going to come to fruition or not. We all know that we need a quarterback more than anything else. See if I'm missing anything. No, I'm not. I'm not missing anything at the moment. And we've already been on 38 minutes. I did not realize I was running through this stuff so quickly. The flip was nice, but the landing was terrible, Hunter. Richard said he's been calling Trotter Jr. Yeah, you absolutely have. I've seen you in the chat. I've seen you mention him. Yes, they did. Sauce was a 4.41. Yep. I think I missed how fast did Jaden Daniels run, or did he participate? Quarterbacks are tomorrow, Little Tiger. And you know what? I'm going to ask you guys right now, because I was kind of been on the fence about it, but we all know what tomorrow is. And for those that don't know, you have the quarterbacks, the running backs, and receivers tomorrow for the combine. Do you guys want me to go live during that portion of the combine, preferably focusing on like the quarterbacks with their 40s and their passing drills? Just give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Cabs Keenan, I'm kind of worried about the things that I've heard about him so far. I know him, and there was another top prospect receiver that are not participating this weekend. shout out to Johnny Kicknuts, the dopest name in the nation. Salute to you, my guy. And we have to talk. When I wrap up, you and I have to talk. All right, so a lot of people are saying yes to that. So we will. I got to look at the schedule again. If I remember correctly, I think the physical aspect of everything starts tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. So if that's the case, I will try to. I'll try to get on for you guys, and we'll knock that out of the park. I might do something that I probably shouldn't be doing when I do it, but don't quote me on that yet. Murphy and Sweat both did very well. Again, we've talked about PFF as it pertains to the mock drafts recently and how everything has really been upside down. I feel like probably after this weekend that they're going to realign and readjust and reshape a lot of these draft prospect rankings and numbers. And I think we might get a little bit better idea of where these guys could potentially be going in the draft. We are 13 days away from the start of the new league year. We will be live on the day. Pretty much Christmas for us and those that love football, that have the drive, passion, and fandom for football. It's pretty much going to be Christmas for us as the new league year starts, and we will be live. We will break down every transaction around the league, not just us, but around the league as well, because we also have to take into consideration the opponents that we have this season, what little new shiny toys that they're going to have as well. So stay tuned for that. Again, 13 days away from the start of the new league year. Murphy before Sweat. Yeah, Dan. Yes. But yeah, Jaden's not participating. I keep forgetting to mention that. Jaden's not participating, and obviously you heard me talk about Caleb Williams and that whole circus show between him and his father. He's not participating either. He won't even take interviews from teams that he doesn't believe is going to draft him. He truly is under the mindset that he is going to be the first overall. We'll see. We'll be able to cut Renfro and Jimmy G. Yes. Stu has JD as the fifth best. Yeah, it was a conversation we had about that not too long ago. And it is what it is right now, man. Like, if that's how he feels about it, that's how he feels about it. I can't tell him any different. Drake May isn't either. Wait, Zon, Drake what? Drake May isn't what? Drake May isn't what? A salute to the 161 in the chat right now. Dominique, why? Again, this past season, he was mid. He was mid this past season. In my opinion, he was mid. Murphy's impact will show up on the stat sheet. Sweater's going to be a good player that does dirty work, but doesn't really show up on the stat sheet as much. Ooh. Wow. I'm highlighting that. Holy shit. Look, Gary, I'm at the point now where I believe that Jaden could be the number one overall. I really do. I got to see when these colleges, and that's LSU and USC, have their pro days. If I get a chance to watch any of it, I just want to see what happens. Jerzon over Sweat. Jerzon actually, Hunter, and I'm curious to know how you guys feel about this. Jerzon has a little foot problem. A foot problem that's similar to that of our first round pick last year, Tyree Wilson. Are you taking a flyer on Jerzon Newton as well? Just give me a yes or a no. Like, this isn't me being an ass. Like, I honestly want to know how you feel about that, because he's got that same type of issue right now. He's got a foot issue. So, would you want to take a flyer on Jerzon? Yep. I know, Dan. I know. But would you take the flyer? Would you take that chance? Like, so if we don't move up to number one, we're not going to get that's what Antoine said. Nope, I'm good. So if we don't move up to number one, we're not going to get Jaden Daniels. Right now, that's what it's looking like. from what you guys heard, from what I said, yeah, I don't know. I have a feeling Jaden could go first or second right now. And then it's going to be like, where does that leave us? We do need a day one starter. I would. He's a workhorse. Okay. Williams' favorite song is Toxic by Britney Spears. Oh my God. I can't. 2 cents. Yo, you're too much, my guy. 2 cents, too much. I like that. We're just wasting picks. All right. Pats will trade 3. And look, Caps, I keep doing it. Like in our mock drafts, you guys have been around plenty recently to see. I'm constantly doing that with our mock drafts. I'm constantly trading up at the 3 spot. There's times where we go straight up. I messed around with something earlier today, and I don't know, it clicked in my mind just to give it a shot. And I think it was more because I was watching the corners during the combine. I was like, what if I stand pat on at 13 and try to get an additional first round pick? And it panned out. I don't remember what. I know I got one of the corners. I think I ended up getting Kool-Aid. I got Kool-Aid and I got Jaden Daniels. But again, realistically, I don't think Jaden will be there at 3. So we're going to have to find a way to move up. Shout out to Joey Chic on the 499. Hope AP and Telesco don't get scared giving up early picks to move up. Our first rounds have not been good. I think they know what we need right now. And I think we all know what we need right now as it pertains to the first round, and we can't be scared about this. We need to make a move up. We need to try to get one of these top quarterbacks, somebody that we believe is going to be the face of the franchise for years to come and be a guy that leads this offense to playoffs and beyond. So we'll see. Number 3 pick isn't going to get you Daniels. It's going to get you Drake May. So let me ask you guys this question in the chat then, because this is another ongoing debate amongst you guys. If you had to choose between either one, give me 1 for Drake May, give me 2 for Jaden. Screw that. I'll put it in the thing. I'll put it on a poll. All right, it's up there on the poll for you guys now. Who you taking? If you had to choose between these two, we have, how many do we have? 161 in the chat. Light it up, y'all. Facebook, X, Twitch, come to YouTube, Raider Nation News Today. Join the conversation, be part of the conversation. Hit that subscribe button as well. Daniels over May, but I wouldn't mind May. All right, 85% are saying Jaden Daniels right now. May's a good consolation prize. May is scared of that contact. Daniels over May, but I wouldn't mind May. Daniels' slight frame scares me. He don't slide. It's the only thing that I'm worried about as it pertains to these quarterbacks, and I've talked about Jaden Daniels and his lack of size. They say that he's at what, 210, between 210 and 213. He looks a hell of a lot smaller than that. And that's the one thing that scares me. It's like one wrong hit, that's going to be it. So, not saying I don't want him, because I've told you guys time and time again, he is my 1A. Bo Nix has been my 1B. Daniels is tiny. Yep. I saw somebody put something up about him. They mentioned me in a story about Jaden earlier today. Deuce will bulk JD. Yeah, you're probably right about that. He's looking like a wide receiver playing quarterback. Yeah. I thought I saw a string hanging from his shirt. It was his arm. Damn, Zon. Jesus. Be nice. Oh, my goodness. Look what happened to Mariota. Well, look, Mariota and Carr on the same exact day. That was insane. You cannot make that up, man. They both broke their legs on the same exact day. Rattler looks like a... Oh, my God. Look, Antoine, here's my thing. When he was with Oklahoma, and I'm not sure how many of you guys know, but he was in Oklahoma before he went to South Carolina. And what had happened was, in the Red River rivalry against Texas, Rattler got benched for Caleb Williams. And dude was definitely in his feels after that, and he ended up transferring to SC, South Carolina. And all of a sudden, everybody's on the Spencer Rattler train. I'm still not convinced as it pertains to him. I'm really not. That's how I feel about Penix watching the championship game. A little pressure and his accuracy dropped. Daniels or Spencer Rattler? Daniels, hands down. Bryce Young survived a year and he's smaller, pause than Daniels. That's height-wise. I'm not sure weight-wise. You might be right, though, Dan. You might be right about that. But I'm not 100% sure. One game of Rattlers, and he was terrible last year. Hard pass. Oklahoma would boo their own quarter. Man, had you watched that game, I sat there and I couldn't stop laughing the second that he got benched. But Caleb Williams came in and they beat Texas. McCarthy over Rattler? Yes. 3 weeks ago, I never heard of Spencer Rattler. There you go. I know of him. Like I said, I was watching him when he played at Oklahoma and got benched for Caleb Williams. So you can't sit here and be like, oh, Rattler's going to be that guy. I don't think he is. Who's your target if we don't get Daniels? Isaiah, this is the thing right now. Like, you said you had missed it. When you get a chance, I want you to look back at it. Because this whole situation right now, as it pertains to Caleb Williams, has me nervous, thinking that Jaden Daniels presumably is going to end up going to Chicago. That second overall pick that Washington has, maybe Caleb Williams ends up going there and Drake May will be available. If we trade up to 3, then yeah, we can get Drake May. Or we can get another one of these guys like Bo Nix. I don't want to say J.J. McCarthy as a third overall. Even Bo Nix at third overall is kind of a reach. But if Drake May is there and Jaden Daniels is already gone, then I'm pulling the trigger and I'm taking Drake May. I hear Rattler's got talent, just as maturity issues. That doesn't surprise me at all, son. Salute to Robert Hicks. I think Nix is going to prove a lot of people wrong. Look, Nix is another guy that I watched throughout his collegiate career, and when he was at Oregon, the kid matured. He developed. I don't care what people say about the Pac. What is it now? The Pac-2? Like, he did what he needed to do to help that team win. Like, good arm strength. If he needed to extend plays with his legs, he did. But again, if May is there at this point, if we in fact trade up to 3, especially in the scenario that Jaden Daniels is officially gone as the number 1 overall pick over Caleb Williams, then I'm going to take Drake May if Washington doesn't. That's it. That's how I feel about it. Daniels or May? Daniels. Let me see where we're at. Like Nick's Auburn. What up, Nick? Oh, man, I don't want May. Why? DT at number 13 if Daniels is gone. Byron Murphy. Byron! All right, so you know what? I know Raw just started, SmackDown just started, but I can hang on for a couple more minutes. Let's do a mock. Let's do a mock. Should I minimize the camera or should I just take myself off the screen? I didn't even get to finish to see the poll and what you guys said. 82%. 82% for Jaden Daniels. And the poll right now. I'm still saying JJ surprises some people. We'll see. We shall see. Nobody is talking about Pratt. He might be a sneaky pick. You know what's funny? Graf was talking about Pratt earlier today. AC, what's good, man? Did I see what? Oh, I'm sorry. Salute Hammer did you that. What? I'm so confused. All right. Let's do this. Let's do 2, maybe 3 of these. Like I said, I have SmackDown DVR'd, so I'll go and watch it momentarily. We're not going to be on much longer anyways. We've already been on for almost an hour. I did not realize it was almost an hour. I appreciate each and every single one of y'all that are in here. I'm trying to find my camera so I can minimize it for you guys real quick. Excuse me. You know what? Put it right here. I'll take the social off. You guys pretty much probably have those already. There we go. How do you guys want to do this? You want to do a straight up? You guys want to trade up? What are we doing? I did, AC. I did. I was outdone when I saw that. Salute to my guy, Bourbon. Stay at 13? All right, so we're staying at 13. Once one person says it, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go straight up first. So let's do this. Let's see where these guys went. Here we go. Drake May went to Chicago. Caleb Williams went to Washington. Patriots took a quarterback. A receiver in Neighbors. All right. So looking at this right now, we have our quarterback. And Byron Murphy is there. But we need a quarterback more than anything else. So we'll go with Jaden Daniels. Let's see if things change after the combine. Rick, and I said that before, that's what I think is going to happen, especially when it comes to this right here. When it comes to PFF, I think the numbers are going to change ridiculously. All right. We'll go lineman. We'll go offensive line. We'll take Kingsley. Then I'm going to go the route of a defensive tackle. Dorlitz is there. Sweat is there. Like, a lot of these guys that showed up are there. Dorlitz didn't participate. So we have a quarterback. We have a tackle. We have an interior. I am going to go and take a center. Still have 4 picks left. So we've addressed the offensive line. I can go a linebacker or I can go a receiver. I'm going to go with the receiver and take Taj Washington out of USC. Another linebacker that I keep thinking his name isn't real. Well, I'm going to take Steele. Shout out to Rick L on the $10. Thanks for the content. Appreciate you, my guy. Let me highlight that real quick. Now I'm off the screen. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm still here. Take that off. All right. So we got a linebacker. We got a receiver. We got our lineman. We got a defensive tackle. We got a quarterback. And we got 2 picks left. I did not take a tight end either. And I didn't take a corner either, which I should have done. I'll take Josh Wallace. This is the pick of the litter here at the end. I'm just going to bullshit this one. I'll take Tip. Let's see where we're at. We got a B+ on this. Normally, I don't get Bs. Y'all know that. Jaden Daniels is an A- here. Kingsley is an A-. Tavondre Sweat a B-. Bo Lemer a B+. Taj Washington, that's what killed us. Steel Chambers a B. Josh Wallace a A-. And a C+ for Tip Ryman. Tip the dude who don't believe in birds. Special teams guys in 6th and 7th. Could have been better. All right. Let's do one more. First person to give me an idea on what to do is what we're going to do. So somebody better be quick, whether it's their phone or the keyboard. But tell me what you guys want me to do with this draft right here. I appreciate y'all hanging on out. Thank you, Gary. All right, so Bourbon. Bourbon was the first one. We trading up. Who are we trading up with, Bourbon? Oh, you guys are saying trade to 3? All right, so we'll do one trading up. We'll do one trading back. And that'll be it for the night. All right, we're going to trade up first. Should look at Jarius Monroe from Tulane. Shout out to Castro on the 199. Appreciate you, my guy. I don't know why it keeps like dipping on me like that. Damn, Van. Yo, y'all are horrible. All right, so let's trade up. And I will trade with New England. Move to 1 is going to be impossible because I don't even have like a 2026 first round pick. So we'll trade up with 3. I'll give them a first. This year's 3rd. A first next year and next year's 2nd. Now let's see if what this gets us. Shit. All right. 1st and 2nd this year. 1st and 3rd next year. See what this gets us. All right. Here we go. Let's see what happens here. Drake May and Kel. So this has changed. This has changed over the last couple of days. Drake May is the number 1 overall right now. Okay, cool. This is what we have at our disposal with the 3rd overall pick. Where are we going? Let me see what you guys say in the chat first. And remember, we don't have the 2nd round pick now. I'm waiting. Give up the whole draft. Same like Dicka did for Ricky. Yeah, I'm done. I ain't doing that. So we're still going to take Daniels. All right. So we'll still take Daniels. Watch the grade be worse because I took him 3rd overall. I can guarantee you that. So remember, we don't have the 2nd round pick. We don't have the 2nd round pick. Pratt is there. I'm not taking another quarterback, clearly. All right, so we'll take Tavondre here. That's the 3rd round pick, guys. Remember that. Max Melton, I'm taking this corner. This kid, that speed I saw out of him today, and he's another guy that's been on my radar. So now I can start looking around. I can go offensive line or I can go linebacker here. Where are we going? O-line? I'll go O-line, and I'll take Zinter. A lot of you are saying O-line as well. I can go another O-lineman here and then go linebacker, or I can go linebacker here and flop back to the O-line. One of my boys was a running back at Rutgers ages ago. He actually was teammates with Ray Rice. 2 cents, appreciate you. So we're going O-line again or linebacker here? We're going linebacker. We're going linebacker. And I'll take Steele again. And then I'll go back to the offensive line again. I can go. I'm gonna go the Wolverine connection. They got 18 players at the combine. So I got a tackle, I got a guard. Our last pick. My last pick. You know what? I'm going to double down on the interior. Actually, let me check something. I don't remember seeing many of these guys today. Interior. All right, here we go. See how this one drafted out. What did I tell you about taking him at 3? And this is PFF. Like I said, right now, a lot of the stuff is backwards. Devondre Sweat, B-, Max Melton, A-, Zach Zinter, a B+, Steel Chambers, a B, Trent Jones, a B+, Andrew Rame, a B+. Overall, we got an A. Thumbs up, thumbs down. I think that was a pretty solid draft. We addressed just about everything. The only thing we didn't get was a tight end. I believe Parham's moving to center as well, Hunter. I do. Yeah, True Raider, I think they will. I do think they will. All right. One last one. We're trading back. Tell me where we're trading back and what we're giving up, who we're trading back with. I'm going to change this too. I'm going to draft for needs. Who are we trading back with and what are we giving up? Trade back with Seattle. What are we giving them? Pick and no, just a pick. Rick, what do you got? If we trade you back, we better load the defense up. So we're trading our third. I already did that, Trap. I think you just came in. This is the third one we're doing. Detroit and get 2 seconds. Get their second and fourth. Let's try this. With Seattle, right? Give them this for a second. That's a third. No, so we can't do that with Seattle. Hugs, what's good, bro? All right. Jason, you said trade with Detroit. Where's Detroit at? Detroit's 29th, man. Y'all want to do that? Fuck it. No. I feel like that's kind of far too. You know what? Whatever. A second and a fourth. A second and a fourth. It's 73. Hold on. Don't make me do math. Bourbon said no, got to stay top 20. You know what? Let's move this up. Let's trade up. I'm going to trade back with Pittsburgh. And I will give them this. I will take these two. Better yet, I'm going to trade back to 20. Do they have receivers? I'm going to fool around with this and see what happens. Yeah, we're going to send Hunter Renfrow to Pittsburgh. Okay. Let's see how this one plays out. '20th overall. McCarthy's there, Nix is there, Penix is there. And now we got 2 picks in the second round. Where are we going, guys? Where are we going? I'm gonna give it a minute. I just want to see what you guys. You know what? I'm going Knicks here. We got 2 second-round picks. I could overload the D line right now and get Chop and get Tavondre Sweat. Actually, no, I can go offensive line. Let's see. This is a tough one to do right now. You know what? Y'all are gonna be surprised when I do this. Going linebacker. We're still in the second round. We'll take the tackle. Third round. Sweat. Take Bo. See how this one looks. Bo Nix a B+. Linebacker Adrian Cooper a B+. Kieran, I'm just gonna say A. Don't want to butcher his name. A B. Tavondre Sweat B-. Bo Lemur a B+. Corner Josh Newton a A-. Trevor Keegan an A-. Mayan Williams a A-. Curtis Jacobs a B+. Overall grade B+ for this draft. And that's with a trade back. And we got rid of Hunter Renfrow. We traded him, and we gave up our the 13th overall to get the 20th and an additional second round pick. It's not bad. It's not a bad draft class at all, actually. All right, I'll take that. I'll definitely take that one. Let's get this off the screen, and let's get me back up. Transform. Hold up. I look like a floating head around New York City. I love it. All right, there we go. All right, guys, there you have it. That was fun. 3 mock drafts, and we had a lot to talk about tonight. I guess Big Bro never showed up. All good, all love. Guys, again, tomorrow we will be live. We will do day 3 of the combine, and obviously we're going to be focusing more on the quarterbacks more than anything else. So appreciate all y'all that pulled on up. If you haven't already on your way out, break them thumbs, hammer that sub, smash the bell to stay up to date with all your Raiders news, rumors, updates, live streams, and reactions in the house that Hammer built by the nation for the nation. Raider Nation News Today. Continue to stay safe. Most importantly, be kind to one another. COVID is back and on the rise. Remember to wash your hands and your asses. And as always, win, lose, or tie, Raider Nation till I die. And of course, always on my New York, peace, love, and positivity. I'm outro.